China's economy is growing fast. Many experts predict it to become the largest by 2030. But it's not just about size. China is making quiet moves behind the scenes in finance, technology, and global diplomacy, which very few notice. In this video, we'll see how China is reshaping the balance of power in global economy. Let's start with the facts. China became the world's second largest economy in 2010, overtaking Japan. Today, China's GDP is about $19 trillion. That's nearly 70% of US economy, which stands at roughly $30 trillion. China's economy is growing faster, which is about 5 to 6% per year compared to 2 to 3% for US. This steady growth is fueled by urbanization. Over 60% of China's people now live in cities, driving consumption, innovation, and industrial output. In 2015, China launched Made in China 2025, a plan to become global leaders in 10 key industries, including aerospace, artificial intelligence, robotics, and even biotech. China leads the world in 5G technology, with over 1.3 billion 5G connections as of 2024. Companies like Baidu, Alibaba, and Tencent have invested more than $30 billion in AI research. However, China relies heavily on importing advanced semiconductors. About 80% come from overseas. Domestic companies like SMIC are working hard and building new factories to close this gap. China's currency, the renminbi or RMB, is becoming more important day by day globally. It is the fifth most used currency in international payments, constituting about 3 to 4% of international transactions. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, China has invested more than $1 trillion in infrastructure across 70 countries. This encourages these nations to use the RMB in trade. China is also pioneering the digital yuan or ECNY, a government-backed digital currency with more than 300 million users as of 2024. This move could increase RMB's international role and challenge the dominance of US dollars. China's global strategy is not just economic, it's political too. China is leading efforts to expand the BRICS group, inviting groups like Saudi Arabia and Iran to join, aiming to create a powerful economic bloc. Regionally, China plays a big role in ASEAN and is a part of Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, the largest trade deal in the world. However, tensions remain high with US due to trade wars, tariffs since 2018, and even tech restrictions, which has pushed China to diversify its market and create a supply chain which is independent of the US. But China's rise is not without problems. The country's debt, including corporate and government debt, is about 280% of the GDP, raising concerns about the financial stability. China is also facing demographic problems. The country's birth rate has fallen below replacement theory, which means few workers will be available in the near future. Technologically, China depends heavily on imported semiconductors, and US export limit access to cutting-edge chips. Environmental problems are also there. Water shortage, pollution, they might threaten sustainable growth too. US is responding by investing heavily in innovation, especially in artificial intelligence and quantum computing. Efforts to diversify supply chains, sometimes called friendshoring, aim to reduce reliance on China. Diplomatically, US is strengthening alliances in Indo-Pacific to balance China's influence. Still, the trade between two remains huge, over $600 billion in 2023 alone, showing deep economic ties between political rivalry. So what would 2030 look like? Some experts predict China's economy will surpass the US in nominal GDP by 2030. Asia's share of global GDP could reach over 50%, shifting the world's economic center of gravity eastwards. This does not mean China will completely replace US. The future may be multipolar. Many economic powerhouses may exist in the world. China's rise is a result of carefully planned moves in finance, technology, and diplomacy. Whether it overtakes the US by 2030 depends on many factors, including how both countries manage their challenges and compete. So what do you think? Will China become the world's largest economy by 2030, or will its challenges slow it down? Comment your take below and also subscribe to see more stories on money, law, and power.